One of the agendas behind the global reset was seizing of all personal property. This was all laid out in their business plan and had been clearly laid out for years, for everyone to see. But people had been silenced, muzzled, and frozen by the lies. They were crippled by fear. People had already surrendered by obedience, switching on the television and digesting the agenda's program. The interest rates fell to an all-time low. This allowed countries' inflation to increase so governments could get rid of their astronomical debts. The media continued its lies, tricking people and keeping them in paralysis. After the dark winter, the interest rate skyrocketed, and because no one could afford it, personal property began to be seized. People were made homeless immediately. Families and loved ones were destroyed. If you weren't poor by then, you had been driven mad from their abusive ritual. All your assets were stripped. It was annihilation of human consciousness for their own satanic control. For the reset to finally take place, they needed to remove the core of the economy. The job market practically disappeared, so people had no income and had to rely on the universal basic income. Once dependent, the governments were the ones who decided whether you would eat that week. They decided what you did that evening. You had to answer to your masters, and those who didn't were rejected from the system. Even the leaders who were loyal and carried out the agendas were eventually crushed by the invention of new and increased taxes. By serving their masters to the end, they could be rewarded with the illusion of freedom. But even for them, there was no way out. This was for a very small club, and they were making sure that the minority stayed in at the top. They didn't want you to own anything, and to remove your independence, trapping you to where they wanted you. It went beyond insanity, so people would have no choice but to accept the reset. With the satellite trackers in the sky, there was no escape. You lived their rule, or you were removed. We moved to the darkest place humanity had ever been. No one believed this could happen, but not many knew the real reason why they were living. They had put so much faith in the status within society, not realizing they just followed the cult. The core of the system was rotten, and society had just begun to discover the evil. But they had nearly reached their goal. Yes, society needs a reset and reboot, but one that's controlled by us, that benefits us, that celebrates us. Our consciousness is expanding to the highest level within our human evolution. The time is now. Choose slavery or choose freedom. Will you seize this moment?